Welcome back, everybody. I guess you know what time it is. The first day of July, and that means that Junk Journal July has started. I have the printout of the prompts. I've got my copy. This will be our first time participating in the Junk Journal challenge type thing for the month. So we printed out this. Eric got this together for me. Said, "Here, I think you'll enjoy this." And I said, "Well, yeah. I'm enjoying decorating the Garden Birdie Journal, of which we were working on yesterday, and I'll be working on some more today because we want to get this in the shop on crafttoys.com this week. That's what the schedule says on decorating more in Journal Junior. But today, we're going to focus on getting Junk Journal July 2024 started. And since we'll be working on that once a day, and according to the prompts, we'll be sharing our contribution to interpretation of the prompts along with everybody else. I can't wait to see what other people come up with. It's always interesting to see when you get a word or you get an inspiration, how it affects, how other people would interpret the same thing. I find that extremely interesting. So this will be great. I think it'll be fun. What I have done is I have gone to the pantry of empty boxes and picked out a club box. The club box is going to be our journal. This is going to be too wide since we're looking at having 15 well, not even 15 pages. We're going to have no more than 10 actual pages because we get 4 journal pages out of each sheet. So we're going to have 10 sheets to work with. And this is going to be much too wide for 10 sheets of paper. So what we're going to do is cut this out, cut it in half, at least in half, maybe a little bit more, and create our journal from there. Now wait till you see what I got for a journal cover. I absolutely love this fabric. I've coffee dyed this fabric. But this is so cool. I walked into Michael's. I was not going to buy fabric that day. I had no intention of buying any fabric. I was just there for some glue or whatever. Here, a bolt of this set. It called out to me. I had to have it. So this is what our journal is going to be made out of for Junk Journal July 2024. I have my coffee. I have my inspiration. I start every morning with a cup of coffee. This is what sparks my creativity and my drive for the day is good old-fashioned coffee. So let's get started with this cover. We'll need a cutter and the old trusty metal ruler. We want a front panel, middle section, back panel, and we'll cut off all the flyaways, all the flappity flaps. Sometimes I use the flaps, like this flap here as a closure, help doing the closure and all. I don't really want to do that this time. We're just going to have a ribbon closure, I believe. Didn't quite go all the way through, did I? There we go. I'm going to go cut right under. Now, when we have a folded piece of paper, a regular 8.5 by 11, the page is just when it's folded up, it's just a little longer And we'll have to trim it down and wind up with some lovely paper strips. But I had a piece of paper here, so I could just, there it is. It's just a little longer than what our side's going to be, so we're going to have to trim it off maybe 3/4 of an inch off the signature of 10 pages, 10 pieces of paper, which will give us 40 journal pages. More than enough for the month of July. We can do a couple of double spreads, double page spreads. Most will be single page per prompt. So, make this a little neater. Let's a little tiny tab at the end. Of course I would. There we go. I think I need to readjust my camera setup here. Since I want to trim the middle down, I'm going to cut the corrugated, or not corrugated, the box hump off. I'll just go ahead and take that off to begin with. And cut right on the inside of the box fold. Like so. And there's our middle. And I only want a spine that's probably, let's say 3, not even a half inch, well, about a half inch wide. Yeah, let's go with a half inch. So what we're going to do is just use this as a quick template. It takes off another half-inch strip. That way we can double it up and give the spine a little extra strength. Let's get these glued together so we can let it dry, let it set properly. There's our reinforced spine. It always feels so good. What we need to do here is get this spread out. There's our spine. I'm going to wind up stabbing myself if I don't cover that up. And we're going to use it like this. Nope, I want it the other way like that. Because this is really thick fabric. You're not going to be able to see inside of that. So since the printing is fairly lined up reliably on the fabric, it can be used as a gauge to keep us in line. I like it straight on the book as well. So we'll want to do about like that. as far as where we want our fabric to come to. And I'll make a cut right here. Go ahead and push it together and then pull it apart just a little. So we'll have some flexibility in between the spine and the side panels of our book. It started with gluing this down. And what do y'all think about the first prompt for Junk Journal July 2024? Spark. I saw that some people were having just a bit of discussion about it, what it meant to them and how they're going to approach it. And I was just curious, what does it mean to you? Okay, this should be adhered very well. Very good. Very good. And that's going to hold our single signature really nicely. Very good. What we want to do now is trim pretty close to the edges so we can fold in. Now I'm just going along here, if you have any questions, hold up your hand. Only thing I'm doing is just going around to each flap, making sure the corners get folded in good. Make sure this, abundant amount of glue for the corners to be folded in. So it'll be nice and neat when you fold it over. And this is a good way to do it too, to get it even. Just roll it over on itself. And see how neat that was? Just roll it over on itself. And it's just as flat and as straight as it can be. Okay, like usual, my camera ran out on me. It has a 30-minute time limit on recording. It does not make a sound, it just shuts off, and I'm not looking at it. So, it did it to me again, but I happened to catch it right when I did the fold over on the last side. We got that far. And so we did accomplish the foldovers. That looks great. Everything's fine. I was explaining how in this type of book, it lays, and not like the one that's all one page and you sew the signature in the middle. And when you move the cover on the outside, it moves all the pages on the inside. When you make it like this and you sew the signature in, you can lay your journal down flat and your signature stays on the spine. And so moving these do not disturb your pages at all. And so it's a lot better situation, because of the flexibility. And so we need to find something to cover the inside with. And we'll be ready to put together a signature at that time. I have this, which was a quick sketch, a really quick ink sketch. It's on some green tinted coffee dyed paper. I'm leaning toward using this. Now this is a paper printable that we have available. It's from the group called the Dreamy Vellum Pocket Stationery Romantic 16th Century. So this is based on 16th century imagery, and it's the Dreamy Vellum Pocket Stationery. So we did some collage. We were making vellum at the time, making vellum papers and all. So we created these particular images. And we use Dragonfly. Dragonfly is one of the images that is a part of a trademark imagery in Eric Hill's Papercraft Studio. Yeah, use that one. And I've got some pockets here that match that particular set of paper printables. These pockets here that you can cut down. Oh, get the trimmer. So we'll go work on trimming this out so we can use it on lining the inside of our journal there. If we screw that up, we'll just print out another piece of paper and do it again. Now that's good. That's perfect. So it doesn't come out and make too much of a mess. I usually try to just smooth it out toward the middle. It doesn't squish out too bad on the side. Just kind of ease through right where that is, right where the crease is. Use the paper in there a little bit. But you don't want to tear it. Isn't that beautiful? That's just beautiful. All right, we'll get the other side done. And so there you have it. There's our contribution to and the start of our participation in Junk Journal July 2024. We'll be starting on part 2, doing the signature and the first prompt for July 1st.